Hey traders, Jason here from Leavitt Brothers. Hope you're well. So in this market, I'm going to talk about some recent trades we have. Going back a couple months, we've had two markets. We've had a bull market, we've had a bear market. We've had a bull market in oil stocks, steel stocks, coal stocks, lots of natural resource type stocks. And then we've had a bear market in pretty much everything else. So typically when the market trends down, most things fall. The only things that hold up are like Walgreens and Walmart and stuff like that. But we've actually had two distinct markets where there's definitely been a lot of weakness among tech stocks, but we've had a ton of strength in the commodity space. So if you're the type of trader who doesn't want to go short, there have been plenty of stocks to trade. But then starting in early February into March, as the market continued to move down and be very weak, there were a lot of stocks that resisted falling, put in higher lows, and were forming really nice bases. And those stocks actually have done really well right now. So that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to cover some of the resource stocks we've traded. I'm going to cover some of the tech stocks that firmed and moved up. These are just examples. Okay, at Leavitt Brothers, we do market analysis, we do trading ideas. These are all stocks that appeared on our trading list over the last month or so. This is just kind of how we operate. So I'm going to go file through some of them. All right, so here is CF Industries. There's a lot of stuff in ag stocks, whether it be farm stocks or ag inputs, that have done very, very well. This was in a confirmed uptrend. Support over here at the 50, not great, but it was there. Higher highs, higher lows. Then you had the stock put in this kind of consolidation pattern, broke out, and then it consolidated over here for a couple weeks, and then it broke out again. It's weak now. Our target on this was 110, but this is one of those stocks that while the market was falling apart, this stock was very quietly just moving up, minding its own business, and gave us some really good entries and some good profits. In the same space, ADM, similar situation, confirmed uptrend, doing really well. You can see if I can draw a trend line here. So it kind of broke out of this base there, moved up, came down, tested the 50, moved up, consolidated here, moved up, and then formed like a falling wedge pattern here, and then broke out and has done really well. So again, market falling apart. Everyone's obsessed about the war and inflation and this and that. And then here you have a stock that just very quietly posted a really big gain. All right, let's go through some more here. Here's Figs. Stock was weak, trending down, batted back by the 21, the 21, the 21, the 21. Popped on really strong volume, traded in a very small falling wedge. You can see it broke out and moved from, over here at like 17, 18, all the way up into the 20s. Not a massive trade, not a spectacular trade, not life-changing amount of money, but just a decent trade for a few bucks. Workhorse has done well for us. Okay, it broke down back here at the end of February, moved up, and as you can see, it eventually, there's your trend line there with a decent base. So even though it made a lower low here, it quickly got it back. Good volume here. So as the market was falling, February, early March, this stock was actually just basing. It broke out, and this one is a stock that we're still currently in. Nikola, similar, same space, obviously. Stock was basing, resisted, falling. It fell a little bit, but it basically was basing for a couple months while the market was falling. It broke out at $8 and moved up. Our target on this one was right in here. First Solar, another stock, same lows here, lower highs, price getting squeezed between converging trend lines, stock popped, and then it traded sideways. This is one that's currently on our list, and now today it's breaking out. It's up 6.5% as I record this. QS, auto parts stock. Again, another one of those tech stocks that as the market was falling, it was very, very quietly basing. Over here, it gets above some key moving averages. Then it settles in here on very light volume. You can see we have 5 consecutive days of well below average volume. And then yesterday it popped, and today it's following through. BTU, this is a stock we've been trading for like almost the last year. If I back this up, we were trading the stock way back last summer as it ran up from single digits all the way up to almost 20. So zooming into more recent price action, formed a nice base here. I mean, this is fantastic. This is a base forming within an uptrend, breaks out a little bit sloppy over here. Support from the 21, breaks out again. Now it's getting pretty loose, so you definitely want to be scaling back on a position. But no question that this was a stock that did really well. Came back down and based for a few months, and then broke out again at 14 and went well into basically doubled over the course of a couple months. That one has treated us well going back to last summer. Oust is a new one for us. Okay, nothing special here, just a stock that based. Again, market weak. This stock very quietly forming a base, resisted falling. You got volume there, a volume jump there, a volume jump there, just very quietly basing, and then it moves out of the base and is doing well so far for us. This one's currently on our list. Gold stocks have been hit or miss. Some have done really well. Some have done just okay. Ego is a stock that treated us well. You can see it broke out here, and now it's just trading in a big range. Newmont Mining is another one that we had on our list. Over here, it's starting to gather some upside momentum. Okay, lots of up and down movement, trying to figure out what it wants to do. Finally starting to gather some up, get into an uptrend and maintain it. So you can see there's your base there with highs near 60. Breaks out here, comes back down and tests, higher high, comes down and tests, moves up again, and then finally gets going here. So this stock is now done. Overall, it's done really well, but it's been, in my opinion, it's been kind of hard to trade because of the day-to-day volatility. But it doesn't take away from the fact that while the market was falling, the stock was actually doing very, very well. So several stocks in the healthcare industry have done well for us. Here's ALHC, moved off a low over here. You can see pretty good volume. Consolidated here, okay, came up, came back down and tested the consolidation area, and then moved up again. Okay, not a big deal, but you know what? A move from over here to over here is 2 to 3 points, and for an $8-9 stock, that's a great trade. Okay, there are trades that have the potential to be longer term holds and be big winners, and then there are just trades that are just meant to just churn and burn, pay the bills, just make a few bucks, and this is exactly what I would look for. Clove is another one. See a little breakout there. Okay, volume over here gives you a hint. Volume over here on the breakout, comes back down and tests the 21, and then a higher high. Again, on a percentage basis, this is a great move. Okay, do I think it's going to go back up to the high? Who knows? I don't even care. I'm just going to get in and get out within a week or two and just make a few bucks. PGNY, another one in the health industry. Okay, stock broke down over here, but then quickly recovered on huge volume. We posted it right here. Okay, so broke out right there and then fell hard, so that became a loss for us, but then it immediately turned around and came back up. Another consolidation pattern over here, and today it's breaking out. Okay, so yeah, this happens, but if the stock overall, if the overall structure of the pattern remains in place, you can get stopped out, take your loss, and then look at it with a fresh eye, and then see if there's another entry for you. Vale, I don't know how to pronounce it. Another one of those resource stocks that did really well. Okay, so we got a rejected by its 21 there, 21 there. So we got a little bit of a rolling double bottom pattern here. Sets up here and then moves up. Consolidation pattern while getting support from the 21. Then we have this pause pattern here above the 21. Comes up, comes back down, tests the 21 again, and it just continues up. Okay, so when the market was weak in January, February, into March, this stock was just very quietly moving up. Not easy to trade because it gaps a lot, but no question that if you're the type of trader who doesn't want to go short, there were definitely some bull runs to play. Here's Oak Street Health, another one of the health stocks. Okay, so this stock came out of a low here. You can see it came up to 25, came back down and tested 20, and now it's at a higher high. You can see down here lots of volume there. All right, so oil has been a big winner for us. We've played many of them. Many of them have been profiled either on our trading list or in our reports. Not going to go through all of them. I could do a whole video on just oil stocks, but you can see Patterson here, some semblance of a base in here, higher high here, and then it just needed like an extra few weeks to consolidate, and then it broke out and went from there. And now it's resting once again. So again, market very weak over here. Oil stocks breaking out of bases and starting to act very well. CPG is another one that we profiled. Harder to trade, a lot of gaps. Hasn't done as well, but they don't always do well. You play them, you put a stop in place, you trail it with a stop. If you get a chance to add, go for it. This is one that technically on a percentage basis has done really well for us, as it came out of this base here, moved up, consolidated, moved up again. But it gaps a lot of overlapping candles, so a little bit more frustrating to play. Vet's been one of our best traders, best movers. Came out of a base here and just basically trended up. You can see support from the 8, support for the 21, 8 in here, and now it's trading in a much bigger consolidation pattern. But there's no question that if you were frustrated with tech stocks moving down, there's no question that there were bull markets to be played elsewhere. Oxy, last oil stock, I'll show, same thing. Base here, breaks out. You got like a falling wedge pattern here, breaks out. Look at the strong volume, and it goes. Okay, so there was, if you don't want to go short, bull markets were available. Okay, a few more stocks here. CLSK. This is a good example of one of those stocks that market weak in here, and this stock had already moved off its low. You can see it set up here, kind of an ascending triangle pattern like this, and it's just slowly moved out. So this is currently on our list. MAPS is another one that has treated us well. Okay, market weak. This stock just quietly minding its own business, forming a base, resistance level here, and then market improves, and guess what happens? Boom, market. This stock pops. This one's acting really well. We got another resistance level up here at 8. So this one's currently on our list. So whether we can continue consolidating here, we get to play a breakout, or maybe it pulls back and catches the 21. Either way, we got a really, really nice base in place and probably higher prices if the market cooperates. Hood. So Robinhood, we got same lows here. Again, same thing. We got low here, resisted making a new low, resisted making a new low. So breaks out here, volume is good, trades in like a falling wedge type pattern there, and today it's breaking out again. So this one's acted very well. Solar stocks have shown promise but haven't always worked out. Here's Array, which we played, broke out here. You can see strong volume there. Then instead of following through much, it immediately started trading into like a pattern here, and then it broke out again. So it doesn't look like much, but hey, if you're buying here and selling here, you're making 2 to 3 points. That's not bad for a tech stock while the market is trying to figure out what it wants to do. LWLG, basing here. Okay, breaks out, gets rejected by the 50, comes back down, tests the previous breakout level, higher high, comes back down and tests the 8, and now we got another higher high. So another one of those resource stocks that very quietly and minding its own business formed a base while the market was weak. Okay, last one here. So a completely different type of stock, but similar situation. Market weak. This one actually did drop to a new low here, but it quickly recovered. You can see volume here, here, here. Okay, sloppy base, but slowly moved out of the base, and it has done fairly well. Okay, so overall, just to review, there's been two markets. There's been bull market and bear market, and while the market was falling apart, a lot of stocks were very slowly basing, resisting falling, putting in nice bases, and now those stocks are doing really well. So if you love going short, there's been something for you. If you don't want to go short, there's been a lot of bull markets in the oil and the resource stocks. And we've, at Leavitt Brothers, we've been all over it. We've profiled many of these stocks. We've done very, very well. Come check us out. All new subscriptions come with a free trial, so no risk checking us out. All right, hope you got something out of this. We'll see you next time.